10 most misunderstood places in England. England is filled with towns and cities that everyone seems to have an opinion about, usually the wrong one. Some are branded boring, others rough, and a few have become the punchline of jokes for decades. But when you actually walk their streets, talk to locals and see what's changing, you realise how unfair those old reputations really are. From proud industrial towns to seaside gems rediscovering their sparkle. This is the real story behind the 10 most misunderstood places in England, where perception finally meets reality. 10. Blackpool, Lancashire. Blackpool has long been seen as Britain's ultimate bucket-and-spade resort gone wrong. Gaudy lights, rowdy weekends, and fading glamour. But the truth is more interesting. This iconic seaside town once welcomed millions of visitors every summer, and while it has weathered economic storms, it's still one of England's most recognisable holiday destinations. The Blackpool Tower, inspired by Paris's Eiffel Tower, remains a proud symbol of working-class fun. Beneath the neon, a massive regeneration drive is transforming its image. The Talbot Gateway, upgraded trams, and new cultural venues are breathing fresh life into the town. Blackpool isn't trying to become something it's not. It's doubling down on what makes it unique: joy, nostalgia, and that cheeky northern spirit. Misunderstood? Absolutely. But fading away? Not a chance. 9. Slough, Berkshire. Mention Slough, and most people think of dull industrial estates or the office. Yet this commuter town west of London has quietly become one of England's most dynamic business hubs. Home to the Slough Trading Estate, one of the largest of its kind in Europe, it hosts global names like Mars, O2, and McAfee. Its location, just 20 miles from central London, makes it a prime spot for international firms and commuters alike. The Elizabeth Line, Crossrail, has made travel to London faster than ever, turning Slough into a surprising property hotspot. Culturally, it's one of the most diverse towns in the UK, with residents from over 100 countries. The town's vibrancy lies in that mix. It's loud, multicultural, and bursting with entrepreneurial energy. So while the jokes may persist, they miss what Slough really is: a mirror of modern England's hustle. 8. Birmingham, West Midlands. For years, Birmingham's image was one of factories, traffic, and concrete. But that's ancient history. The city has transformed beyond recognition, evolving into one of Britain's most creative and forward-looking urban centres. Today, Birmingham is a city of canals, more miles than Venice in fact, and of food, music, and innovation. The Bullring and Grand Central, Library of Birmingham, and Jewellery Quarter are architectural highlights that show off its modern side. The city boasts several Michelin-starred restaurants, a thriving street food scene, and a cultural mix that fuels art, theatre, and fashion. Birmingham's music legacy, from Black Sabbath to UB40, continues in its buzzing live venues and festivals. What outsiders see as industrial is really energy, creativity, and reinvention. That's why it deserves its place among the 10 most misunderstood places in England, because few cities have rewritten their own story quite like Birmingham has. 7. Grimsby, Lincolnshire. Say Grimsby, and many think of grey docks and decline. Yet the reality is one of the most impressive turnarounds in modern Britain. Once the world's largest fishing port, Grimsby faced collapse when the industry declined in the late 20th century. But the town didn't give up. It adapted. Today, it's a leader in the offshore wind energy sector, hosting major operations for Ørsted and Siemens Gamesa. The new Grimsby dock redevelopment is creating jobs and transforming the waterfront. Nearby, Cleethorpes offers sandy beaches, boutique hotels, and coastal charm, drawing new visitors to the area. Locals remain deeply proud of their maritime heritage while embracing the town's green energy future. Misunderstood as grim? Hardly. Grimsby is quietly powering the nation. 6. Luton, Bedfordshire. Luton often appears on worst places to live lists, but those lists rarely tell the full story. It's one of the most diverse, hard-working and evolving towns in England. The London Luton Airport drives much of its economy, and the recently opened Luton DART light rail link has modernised access between the airport and train station. Major regeneration projects are underway, including new housing, leisure centres, and improved transport routes. But it's Luton's people who make it special. The community spirit is strong, and festivals such as the Luton International Carnival celebrate cultures from all over the world. Its economy is growing, its population is young, and its ambition is clear. Luton is not a lost cause. It's a town rewriting its story, one project at a time. 5. Margate, Kent. If you think Margate is just another faded seaside resort, think again. This coastal town has pulled off one of the most remarkable revivals in Britain. Once synonymous with decline, Margate began its comeback with the 2011 opening of the Turner Contemporary Gallery, which sparked a wave of creativity. Artists, entrepreneurs and Londoners seeking a slower pace have moved in, transforming Margate into a hub for art and culture. Old amusements like Dreamland, a vintage theme park revived with retro rides, blend perfectly with modern cafes, vintage shops and galleries. Margate manages to be nostalgic and fresh all at once. Behind the headlines about gentrification lies a deeper story. A working-class seaside town reclaiming pride in its heritage while embracing a bold, creative future. 4. Bradford, West Yorkshire. Few cities have been as unfairly judged as Bradford. Long labelled as struggling or divided, the truth is that it's one of the most culturally rich cities in northern England. Bradford will officially become the UK City of Culture in 2025, recognition that's long overdue. It's home to the National Science and Media Museum, beautiful Victorian architecture, and an arts scene that's quietly booming. Add in the Alhambra Theatre, Lister Park, and the city's famous curry houses, often called the best in Britain, and you get a place bursting with life. Bradford's strength lies in its youth and diversity. Nearly 30% of its population is under 20, giving the city a rare energy and optimism. As investment flows in ahead of 2025, the rest of England may finally see Bradford for what it truly is. Not broken, just brilliant. 3. Hull, Kingston upon Hull, East Yorkshire. Hull was once shorthand for neglect. For decades, it topped worst place polls and was dismissed as drab and forgotten. But then came 2017, when Hull became the UK City of Culture, and everything changed. That year kick-started a renaissance. Hull's marina, museums, and historic old town were restored, its streets filled with art, and its people rediscovered their pride. Attractions like the Deep Aquarium, the Hull Maritime Museum, and the Ferrens Art Gallery show a city that embraces both its maritime heritage and its modern creativity. Hull is still affordable, still friendly, and still proudly quirky. The local humour is unmatched, dry, self-aware, and often the city's best defence against old stereotypes. Misunderstood? Perhaps once. But Hull today is a city with confidence and character. 2. Middlesbrough, North Yorkshire. For decades, Middlesbrough was defined by steel, smoke, and struggle. But this industrial town is changing faster than outsiders realise. It's home to Teesside University, a nationally recognised leader in digital innovation and engineering. The wider Tees Valley region is transforming into a green tech hub thanks to the Teesworks development, Europe's largest industrial zone regeneration project. Middlesbrough's skyline is still marked by its iconic transporter bridge, but its focus is on clean energy and tech startups, not smokestacks. Beyond industry, its location is enviable. The North York Moors National Park is just minutes away, and Saltburn by the Sea adds a coastal escape nearby. The people here are famously warm and proud, even if their town is too often misunderstood. Middlesbrough's future isn't in its past, it's in its reinvention. 1. Manchester. Greater Manchester. At number 1 sits a city that everyone knows, but few truly understand. Manchester is often seen through clichés: football, rain, and industrial grit. Yet this city's influence runs far deeper. It was the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution, home to the world's first modern computer, the 1948 baby, and the launchpad for countless bands that defined British music, from the Smiths and Oasis to Joy Division and the Stone Roses. Modern Manchester is booming. Media City UK has made it a powerhouse for television and tech, while the Factory International, opened 2023, stands as one of Europe's premier cultural venues. Its universities attract global talent, its skyline is filled with cranes, and its nightlife remains legendary. Despite this, Manchester often carries outdated stereotypes. But the truth is clear. It's one of Europe's most exciting cities, where innovation, resilience, and creativity collide. That's why it's the most fitting finale for the 10 most misunderstood places in England, because no other place has reinvented itself so completely, yet stayed so true to its roots. The 10 most misunderstood places in England prove that reputation rarely tells the full story. Each town and city here has endured criticism, yet everyone is fighting back, building, creating, and redefining what England really looks like. Misunderstood? Maybe once. But forgotten? Never again. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and don't forget to turn on the notification bell.